Happy Easter, everyone. Welcome.
Happy
Welcome,
Easter.
everybody. I'm sure we're not going to have a big crowd. I mean, everybody should be with their families.
Oh, well, you never can tell anymore. My family's bugging me. Actually, part of mine's out there bugging me right now out in chat. So
That's right. That's right. They're here to watch you. Yeah, my daughter was just in here bugging me too, and
it is.
they'll be watching. So, I mean, at least we know where our family's at.
Yeah, for now anyway.
They're done with all the togetherness from today. They're just done. They're ready
Yeah,
for some peace and quiet.
yeah, I know I am. Anyway,
um,
so how was your Easter
anyway.
so far?
Well, I have been just busy. I've got one day off this week, and it was today. So I didn't get a lot of rest and relaxation. It's, got to do the stuff you got to get done for the following week. As you know, that I live in the area where we're going to have the greatest view of the solar eclipse.
Oh,
So I'm
cool.
right in
You're
that
right in that
area.
path.
Right. And
Yeah.
yeah, so we're gearing up for that here in town, and they're talking about an influx of 40,000 plus people, but according to what's going on in the weather right now, it might be more than that,
Well, yeah, and
because
that's the same thing here.
they're talking about rain and clouds. Right now we are in our area, we're forecasted for partly cloudy, rain in the morning, but partly cloudy. So
Got about the
everybody
time
else
of
is
those.
saying cloudy. So we'll see
Yeah.
what happens. We still got a week to go. But I'm excited about it. So
Well, yeah, we are too. I mean, and of course, everybody knows Aggie out there is my daughter. She's over in England. She's studying cosmology. But doing her master's right now. But there are 3 or 4 counties now here in North Texas that have already gone out and declared states of or disaster states of emergency for that time frame because of the influx of people that are going to be there. They don't have
wow.
enough porta potties. They literally don't have enough porta potties in this area for the influx of people that they're going to have.
Well, let me tell you how bad this is in my area. The Chamber of Commerce and our city officials have put out a word that if you have a room or land where people can camp, let them know.
Definitely.
Yeah, because they're talking about that. All the hotels are completely booked solid. All the Airbnbs, which they're, in our small town, I'm sure there's only a few,
Yeah.
but they're opening up. People are opening up their homes. They're opening up their yards, their land, everything for this.
Yeah.
So it should be exciting, because, but like I was talking about with the weather,
Yeah.
if we have the best weather for viewing, guess what?
It's going to be a lot more than what you think.
Yeah, it's going to be worse.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, so now we're kind of prepped for our next week or so, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely,
I will
absolutely.
I will let you go through the list of shows for this week because I did it a couple of weeks ago and I think I just blew through it really, really fast.
You blew through it really fast. Did you remember it all, or did you write it down?
I actually remembered it. I don't know if I remembered all the times properly, but I remembered it all. I
Yeah,
might have
because
done.
if anyone should know when everything comes on, it should be you. Because I mean, you are the tech guy for Texas Front Porch, so you have to go and pull all these things. You know when everybody comes on, so you should be pretty good at it.
Well, I do I should be known as the 52-minute man the way people talk now.
Cut it off.
Wait. That might Never mind. I'm not gonna say any more than that one.
I was gonna say let
let,
that one
let,
go.
let, let it lie.
Let
Let it
it
lie.
go.
No, I don't want to now. But
Right.
yeah, like I said,
But just real quick though, I want to get back to this
yeah.
eclipse thing for just a moment
Oh
before I
yeah.
go
Go
into
ahead.
the channel lineup. Um, have you heard stuff about them calling in like the National Guard and stuff to
Oh
some of
yeah.
these areas?
They've got some of them activated over in the east, the Dallas counties, the counties that are in the dead center path of totality. I mean,
That's
where
us.
we're at, we're 30 or 40 miles west of that, probably closer to 60 miles west of it, really. But it's going to be as close to total as you can get around here without being right underneath it. You know what I mean? So,
We're right underneath it.
and there's a couple of them, and my illustrious governor, I don't know if he's been involved in, or the guys in the counties have been the ones, because with them declaring the disaster areas, that's opening up extra funds to them. It's opening up extra support from the state. So
Okay, well I mean, well that's good. I mean, like I said, my town, it's not big by any means, and
no,
they're talking about an influx of 40,000 people. I don't know how we're even going to accommodate these people unless, they start opening up we do have parks and things like that. If they're going to open them up for camping or what they're going to do, I'm not sure.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, because they don't know how they're going to actually handle it if the infrastructure isn't there.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So,
They've got to have some place for these people to go, or they're going to be everywhere. You know,
well, how,
it's just going
how
to be
close are you to
chaos.
Lake of the Ozarks, though?
I'm on the other side.
So, but is it part of the area of totality, the path of totality?
It is in the complete totality zone.
Okay, so guess what? Everybody get together, head out to Party Cove. Boom, you got everybody covered right there.
Because my family, they live in different areas, and they're talking about because I live in the farm zone, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Hey, can we come to your house?" I'm like,
Wow.
well, yeah, come on. Because, I live in the farm area, so I have very little trees out here, nothing to create a barrier where you can't see the sky. You know, Unfortunately, I love trees and I love the shade and stuff like that. But I'm telling you what, there's nothing like looking out my big bay window across one of them fields when a storm's rolling in. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
definitely.
It's beautiful all in itself. But no, I live in flat farmland, and you'll be able to see it beautifully from here.
And
So
that's gonna be great. I mean, honestly, uh, I'm gonna be working, obviously. And if y'all think I'm walking outside just looking at the sun eclipse, there was a partial eclipse about 4 years ago, I guess, it came through the same area.
yeah, yeah.
And I worked at a bowling alley at that point. I worked in the back and on the actual machines and such. And I grabbed a welder's helmet and I took it
Right,
outside, and all the little kids that were there, it was in late summer, really, I think is what it was. But I took that welder's helmet out there, and all them kids that came out, and they were like, "Oh, let's put this welder's helmet on. I'll show you what you need to look at." And they were
right,
able to look
right.
at it full force, just like they had bought the glasses or whatever. They were passing around the little eclipse glasses and stuff too. I said, "Here, y'all put these
Mhm.
on, look for a few minutes, give it to the next guy. Let's have some fun with it." I don't
Right,
know if I'll be. I don't want to have kids around me on this one because unless I get a whole bunch of oil field people in there, I don't think so. No.
right. Well, right. Well, Brian Potts says, "Well, Glenn, how would they know even how many people would be coming in?" Well,
Yeah.
they're just basing that on all the camping areas, all of the hotels,
Yeah.
just all the reservations being made. Yeah, they're all being reported actually to the Chamber of Commerce here in town, so we can
Yeah.
keep track, so we can accommodate. And because it's going to be a good thing for our small little town. You know what I mean?
Oh
It's
yeah.
a
It's going
it's
to be
a
an
it's
influx
gonna
of
be a
money,
great
big
thing.
time.
Yeah, it's gonna kill me, but it's gonna be great for the town. I'm
I
just
can
saying.
understand. I can
Right.
understand.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll probably have to work too, so don't feel bad. But I'm gonna go outside. They're actually gonna shut our place of business down so we can go out
Oh,
and look at
cool.
it. So
Knowing
I'll get a whole
my
10 minutes off of work. Wow.
hey, break time, break time.
It's break time. Yay.
If I smoke
Anyway,
still, I'd be like, all right, let's do it.
that's right. That's right. Um, So, because I don't think anybody's going to be coming to our place of business during that thing anyway. Hell, you
No,
don't even want to be on the road. I'm
yeah,
just
you're
saying,
going to
you
want to
don't even
prep
want to be
for
on the
the
road.
after effects is what you're going to prep for.
Yeah, no, no. Hopefully, I'll be going home from work with no hiccups, and I'm
Yeah,
just
there
going to
you go.
leave, take all the back roads home, and be done.
That's it.
All
All
right.
right.
So anyway, on Monday nights at 7 p.m., it is Danielle Diva in the Diva Dimension. At 8 p.m., it is Texas Front Porch with myself and Tex. On Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central, it is, of course, brunch with, no, Bigfoot Michigan Rob. I'm getting these confused. Bigfoot Michigan Rob with Beyond BMR. On Wednesdays at 7 p.m., it is Donnie Cho Says Stuff. At 8 p.m., it's Inhumanoids with Barton Nunley and his wife Letitia. On Thursdays is where we're getting in something new. Monica Rollins just had her first episode last week of Our
Yep.
Paranormal World. Don't forget to tune into that at 7 p.m. Central. And right after that, Blondes and Booze comes on at 8 p.m. Central. On Fridays at 7 p.m. Central, Blondes Booze comes on again if you just can't get enough or just want to have a laugh, because we're always doing that anyway. On Saturday, we don't have anything as Texas Front Porch planned as of yet. Who knows? Given a month, we might have something. On
And we just
Saturdays,
wing
of
it that day
course.
too.
On Saturdays, of course, right here on Truth or Tinfoil, it is Randy and myself. Right
That's
after
Sunday.
this, Tex will be invading Texas Front Porch with his newest episode of Infamous Minds, which I don't know what it's about today, but it's always really
I haven't
good. So
heard.
make sure you tune
Yeah.
into that.
Yep. So now that that's done,
Yeah, we're done.
let's see. Now, I'm going to do one thing real quick. Please indulge me on this. Okay. How
No.
much? Yeah, please, because this one right here. For those that don't know, we did a Texas Front Porch Crew. We did a little bit of a documentary with Tippa TV a couple of years ago now, and they made the mistake of bringing their dog Scout. You can't bring a dog around me, okay?
Oop, excuse me.
What?
A big wind just came through the window in there, and I had a fan sitting up in it.
Oh,
Blew it right out.
oh,
Me.
looks like there's no Infamous Minds today too. So, are
Oh,
you?
okay. Well,
Well, we got free leave. What are we going to do today now? Okay, we're going to have some fun then. All right.
yeah,
So anyway,
that scared
the
me.
whole deal
Sorry, everyone. Didn't mean to give everybody a jolt, but that was
scared
loud if
me
you
too
didn't
the
hear
way you
it.
jumped. Yeah, it scared me too the way you jumped too. But
Well, I thought something was going to break the way that hit. Anyway.
yeah, you got your stuff up so we could watch the meters.
I think my daughter ran in here and picked it up.
Oh,
We're
okay. Anyway, so we're doing this
good.
documentary. We're doing filming and stuff like that, and the guys at Tippa TV, Josh and Marianne, are there, and they bring their dog Scout. Never bring a dog around me if you don't want me to feed it. Okay, especially if it's a dog that just loves being with people to start with, like
Mhm.
Scout did.
Mhm.
I have been the Cheeto man ever since because every time they turned around, I was giving that poor dog Cheetos. I gave that dog Cheetos to the point that you're not helping us. You're not helping us train him. He don't need to be trained. He's all right. Don't worry about him. And to this day, every time I talk to him, I ask him, "Are you treating Scout right? And have you given him his Cheetos for the day?" And Gary Spike Senior, Pops can vouch for it. He was there. He knows.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you figured out Cheetos is the trigger, train them with
Yeah.
Cheetos.
Yep. Well, they kind of yelled at me about it. They were kidding about it. Don't get me wrong. They were really mad, but they were mad. They weren't really mad, but they were mad. But
Uh-oh,
but we had
Cheetos,
fun with it.
right?
Okay, so now first rattle out of the box, I want to do the one that we were talking about originally.
The
There
what?
is
The first
a
one. Yeah,
The one
we talked
that's
about this.
yeah, the Japanese wolf. Okay, Japanese wolf has been supposedly extinct since 1905. A gentleman in 1996 captured photos of what he believes to be, and what looks to me on a couple of the taxidermy ones that we saw, looks to me like it was actually the same thing we were talking about. It would easily match up. Now I'm gonna start off with the actual drawing that looks to us to be somewhat of a part of a textbook, if you want to call it that.
Right.
Okay,
But
so
but remember what I said about this. We don't
yeah,
know when this was drawn.
yeah,
So we don't have a timeline on this photo. We don't know if it's accurate.
yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. All those from that time frame, it had to have been done in the 1800s. You would have thought. You'd have thought it'd been done in the
Um,
1800s because to me, well, I mean, you can see. I'm gonna try and zoom in here. You can see the page crease right here. It's kind of like Birds of North America, that coffee table book or
yeah.
whatever, but it was done in the 1800s. So the gentleman that
Yeah.
did it did all the drawings himself. So,
Yeah.
but
Like I said, we don't know. We don't know.
no, we don't know,
It's kind of vague.
but
So
yeah, very very vague. So this I'm gonna show first. I'm gonna show you the one the actual taxidermy. This is an actual Japanese wolf. I can only guesstimate somewhere about late 1800s, early 1900s that was stuffed. And as you can see, I mean, it just looks like a dog, some sort of a canine dog or
weird dog, but
wolf.
yeah.
Yeah, but once again, taxidermied from that long ago. Who knows? You know.
Yeah.
So as we
And
see
it
this,
looks along the line of the coyote family, if you want to get.
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. More along the
Yeah.
lines of the coyote. Now
Mm-hmm.
there is another one that was the same. It was another taxidermy. This looks even rougher though. Now you can still see a little bit of the striping, but I don't know when this happened. And the face here at the face, obviously, we're going to have an issue with how they did the
Well,
taxidermy. You know, at
you
that
know,
time.
it all depends. It all depends on how, if they found it or if it was killed or something. Because
Yeah,
if they found it dead, it depends on what state of decomp it was in.
exactly.
So,
So yeah, it's tough to say.
got a
Obviously,
weird looking
this
tail too.
yeah, this one's got a dock tail almost, whereas the other one did not,
Right,
or we couldn't see the tail very well. Let's put it that way.
right, right.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull that down because I don't want to jump on any others by accident. So, gentleman in 1995 had trail cam set up in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and this is one of he caught about 16 images. This is one of the first ones. Uh, Now there are wild dogs in Japan. I don't know of any wolves at all in Japan right now. In fact, there was a BBC special at one point where they went looking, quote unquote, it was a documentary looking for the ghost wolves of Japan.
Right.
Now, obviously, as you see that one, I mean, you could see the similarities in the first between that and the first one.
Yeah.
So, did he
I wish
capture
we
it?
could have saw the tail on this one.
Well, I think we've got one right here.
Now that's a short tail again.
Yeah, that one's a short tail again. So I couldn't tell on the first one whether or not the first taxidermy one we couldn't tell because it was facing toward us, so we didn't see the hindquarters at all. We just saw the sides.
Yeah, because that's a short tail again. That's not a long tail, not for a dog.
No, no, and it's definitely not a dog, a regular wild dog. It looks, I mean, this looks like a wolf's head, a wolf's snout and head and ears to me.
Yeah,
So
I mean it does to me. Like I said, but it's reminiscent to me more of a coyote looking thing. Um, God, that one's tough, and it's wet. You can tell
yeah,
that the ground's wet, and it's
exactly. It's
wet.
been in the rain, and you see, as Pancho asked, "Where's the game cab data?" Here it is at the bottom. 96, October 14th of 1996 was when it was taken. So you're talking about 90. minimum 91 years after it was supposedly extinct. So, and then I think there's one more there. And you can see this one, he's had a little bit of a trot in this one.
Yeah. Okay. Do me a favor and bring up that first one, the taxidermy, the first one.
Okay. Okay. Let me go back and get to it. Boom, 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 boom. Coming up right now. And let me zoom in for you. Yeah, see, we can't see the tail, but you can see there is a little bit of a tail back there.
Yeah, but it's not long. You'd see it.
No, it's definitely not long. No, I'm with you on that. It's definitely not long. So it is a short-tailed wolf, one way or the other.
Okay, this one right here, Freaky, is done by the taxidermist. The one where we were looking at it that it looks wet, that is supposedly real.
Hmm. Supposedly caught in 1996 on cameras. Now, and once again, they haven't been caught again since that I know of. So, okay, Poncho
If
saying,
you
look at the
honestly really
snout.
want to
Okay,
know, neither one of these are great uh,
no,
for being stuffed. They're not great at all.
no,
Maybe it's because of the age that they are.
the time frame it was done.
But yeah, the time frame was done because they don't have all the cool stuff they have now.
Exactly. And I'm gonna go back to what Poncho said. Looking at the snout, the pick of the game cam, was it wet? Okay, we'll go back to this one first, and then I come back to the others. Is this the one you're talking about, Poncho, right here?
Well, I'm going to say it's got a thick neck like that other one did.
Yeah, yeah.
It's got that
And
thick neck and that slim body.
I think the snouts are similar, other than the fact that this one's hair is obviously fresh, whereas the taxidermy one, I think,
it could have been damaged by who knows, the sun
yeah.
or who knows. Who knows?
Okay, it's in front of the snout, looks like it's blacked out. That's because of the shadow behind it. I do believe that's the shadow behind it.
Yep. That's what it looks like to me because you can see it
Let me
down
see.
around its neck.
Yeah, let me see if it did it on the ones before. See, yeah, you still got the same shadow behind it, all from that
Yeah.
trail cam the guy had. So,
Yeah.
and at the angle with the angle it did it, yeah, and see you could even see it now, more
Yeah,
broadside
because you're
here.
not you're not going to see it at the feet because there's not any. It's too close to
No,
the ground. You're not going to get that kind of shadow.
yep,
But as the background is further back, as you go up to the top of it, it will show more of a shadow. That's why if you step on the ground and you got the sun shining behind your back,
hmm
your shadow will be right underneath your feet.
okay. So
And
like you
then
saying though,
as you get taller, the
yeah,
farther it goes.
farther it goes, yeah. And
So
he's saying that, like this one shows the full shadow going all the way through. And what he's
yeah,
saying was this one, he says it doesn't show anything there, but I think it does kind of right here. It
yeah,
does
it
show a little
does.
bit of shadowing
Yeah.
as well.
And it
So
does down to the legs, but not at the feet, and that makes
yeah,
sense. That's a proper picture. Yeah.
I would think so. Yeah.
I don't think that these ones have been altered.
No, no, I don't think so either. I think they're legitimate trail cams. I think they're legitimate. Now, the other question is, are they what they think they are? Are they the actual Japanese wolf we're talking about? Because I can see a lot of similarities, but I can see a lot of differences as well. But once again, we
Right,
only
right,
have
right.
the taxidermy
But then
specimens to
again,
go
let's
off
talk
of.
about this for a second. You're talking about
Yeah.
100 years.
Yes.
So you know that they are going to grow, adapt. They're going
Yes.
to change within
Hmm.
100 years, of course.
Definitely. Definitely.
I want to call them mutations because that's what happens.
Yeah.
Depends on
Yeah. I
if
agree.
they have faulty genes or whatever. You just never know. It just
Different traits. Different traits evolve. Even in 100 years, different traits will evolve. So,
yeah.
plus, to make a case for, I mean, we were talking about it
Well,
before the thing.
Gary just said 100 years and only one sighting since.
Yes.
Gary, I've got a story for you
Yep. You
because
let me prep.
I was just telling Randy about it. I'm like, well, this could happen. This could
Yes.
actually happen because in Indonesia, there was a specific species of monkey that they thought was so dangerously endangered that they thought it was extinct. They thought there was no more. They thought they basically said it was extinct.
Hmm.
But they put out trail cams that were observing other groups of monkeys, and guess what? They seen one. It's called a Miller's Langer, and they had listed it as an extinct animal, but surprisingly enough, they caught one right there, 2012 in Indonesia. There it is.
They were completely rediscovered.
Yep, yep. So, do I think that this thing could have happened? Sure. They could have been hunted to almost extinction, and then
Very
had
well could
just
have.
gone, yeah, they could have just gone into not hiding, but have drove themselves away way far from civilization. Um and I'm thinking that maybe these Millers were the same type of thing.
Yeah. Or they adapted to the point where they migrated to a certain spot where the scientists did not know they'd gone or didn't think they'd ever go to.
Yeah. Yeah. Now
So they just,
I didn't find out why that these particular monkeys were so endangered. I didn't find out that.
yeah.
But I mean, think about all the stuff that's going on now. You've got the Reese monkeys, the capuchins, all
Hmm.
this other kind of stuff that are becoming family pets,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah.
So
No.
they're being poached like crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, and there between that and you're talking about Indonesia is where they found them. Let's think about and I know this is going to disgust a lot of people. There's a how can I put it? A delicacy, as if anybody's ever watched the old Faces of Death show. There's a
oh yeah,
delicacy
yeah.
with the monkey. You know what I'm
And
talking
that
about?
could be true.
Where these parts of the world, I don't know which ones they used. You ain't gonna see me doing it ever, obviously, because number one,
I
I ain't gonna do it to a live monkey. First of all,
No, no, no.
secondly,
That's it.
it just ain't happening. I'm sorry, it just ain't happening. I'll eat cockroaches out in the field all day long, or scorpions that I've literally burnt on a damn, excuse my language, burnt on a danged fire, you know, in the middle of nowhere because that's what we were taught in survival training. You do
Right.
what you got to
I
do.
would I
That's
wouldn't.
sitting at a table torturing this monkey so you can eat its brains. I'm sorry, but
I
guess
don't
what? They do it all over the place over there.
I know. It's just disgusting. Let's move on. Anyway, I'm just like,
But
"Ugh." Let's move
wait,
on. Ugh.
are you feeling bad now?
No, I just think it's disgusting. It's just
Oh, I'm with you. I'm
you
100%
know.
with you on that.
Um, but I mean, could could this wolf be out there?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt in my
Absolutely.
mind. Aggie,
Absolutely.
Abigail, my daughter, she actually said one of the, you got mountainous regions of Japan as well, but couldn't they have crossbred with domestic dogs somehow along the way as
That's
well?
what I was saying. That's what I was saying. That, the whole evolution of an animal over 100 years, depending on what's happening and its survival, um,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
possible.
yeah, it 100% possible. Moon said, we've discovered a new species of whale in whales, thousands of whales, a whole new species, and a whole new population of gorillas found in the Congo.
Well, yeah,
We're
even talking
still finding
about
stuff.
they're talking about that orcas may not be exactly what we think they are. because there are orcas that have they look the same until you really look at them, and then their colors are different.
I'm sorry, I got
They're
to do this
still the
to you.
black and white, but some of them have the wide white belly, and some don't. It's I haven't even figured all that out yet. So I'm like,
No, yeah, I mean, there's
mm,
there's a there's a couple of them. If I remember right, there was also a thing in Japan where they blue whales are endangered. So when
yep,
whaling ships kill some, they're not allowed to kill blue whales at all. And if they are, they have to report it immediately, and it has to be done. Certain things have to have to happen. Well, the investigators against that do it go over to Japan and they check the whale meat that's being sold in Japan, and they do genetic testing on it. By doing that, they found a crossbreed with blue whale and I believe it was humpback that they somehow they've got a mixed crossbreed that's happened out there somewhere, and
wow, that's strange.
it's smaller than the normal blue whale, but it kind of looks like the blue whale from what I only heard this on a documentary, and I can't remember. It's been so long ago that I just cannot remember. So, but
Right.
distinctly remember them saying they didn't say it was a mutation. They said it was almost like it was a crossbreed between the humpback and the blue whale. So
Yeah.
they
Well,
couldn't get the whalers for killing the blue whale because they couldn't prove it was a blue whale.
right. Well, I mean, here we are with this wolf. You know,
Yeah.
could it have bred with a dog and just mutated just a hair
Yeah.
to give it, just a little bit of a different look? But like I said, the neck looks thick. The
Yeah.
head, it looks like it's smaller. I mean, it
Yeah.
it looks like
And
it to me, but
I mean, the long snout is what gets me. Of course, this picture's better than the others. I mean, you can see the full length of the snout on this one. That's a wolf snout.
yeah, but it's
That's
shorter.
yeah.
But
So I'm
it
like,
is definitely shaped like that.
yeah, it's got that more conic shape, if you want to call it that. So yeah,
Okay. Well, what does
many breeding
everybody
with
think?
others.
Does
Yeah,
everybody think that they found something that should be extinct? I mean,
yeah, and like Moon says, all canines are of wolves or from wolves in some way, shape, or form.
exactly. It's just what's
So
bred into them and bred out. You don't know.
exactly. So
But
to
this
me,
looks like very close to
yeah, and it
the
like I said,
stuffed ones. I mean,
I'm
I'm
I'm gonna say
thinking
yeah. I'm gonna
I'm
say
thinking
yeah.
that this is what they say it is.
I think so too. I think it's most likely if it isn't an actual one from the 1900s, the same genome, whatever you want to call it, it's some sort of adaptation of it.
Yeah.
So that just tells me right away it's I won't even say partially tinfoil. It's literally it's real. We just don't know for sure what real it is or how
Yeah, I mean, they would have to do genetic
classified.
testing. They would have
Yeah,
to do genetic testing to find out exactly what it is. Um,
exactly.
but
So
I'm thinking it is what it is. I mean, we just talked about a story about the Miller Langer
mhm,
that it can happen.
yeah,
So
and there's no telling what's out there that we haven't found yet. So
that's right.
okay, so
All right,
we're gonna chalk that one up. That's a real one for me. Really, it is.
right, right.
Okay.
And if he didn't get any, like, if he couldn't find a body, of one of those or anything, I mean, we can't say that it didn't happen. Oh, go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, no, we're not doing that one yet. I got to try the different. I was trying to get it to add a different thing to it. So,
Oh
but
no.
oh yeah, this is one you didn't like to look at because it was kind of small for you. But it's we are going to bring this up here, and I'm going to show this to you guys. This video was taken outside of Abilene, Texas, and I believe it was about 3 to 4 years ago. The way I understood what I was reading, about 3 or 4 years ago,
Abilene,
about 2018
Abilene,
is west of
Texas.
us. Yes. This is west
Abilene,
of us,
Texas.
right before you get into open West Texas. This is the end of the what we call the Great Oaks or Live Oak area of Texas. This is the end of it
Hmm.
before you get out into the oil fields of West Texas.
Right,
Okay.
right.
This is, I'm going to play it here so y'all can see this. As you can see, there's a large feline there.
Maybe.
You can't see it too well, but everybody else should be able to see it okay. I'll back it up one more time because I can only play this a couple times before it starts throwing ads at me. There's no doubt that's a cat going across there.
Yeah, there's no doubt that tail and that gait that it has.
Yep.
You can't deny that.
Yeah, no, you can't. And then, now I'm going to bring up the actual the stills that I took from this video. This is the first one. Now you can actually get in there and see that.
Yeah.
Kevin's right. It walks like a cat. I bet it. Well, I bet it don't meow like a cat. I bet it roars like a cat, a bigger cat anyway. But that right there, I'd bet money. And this comes from old folklore. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing proving anything. I had a grandfather out north of my town. He told all of us about the Black Panthers that came through there about once a year. They migrated through. He would always talk about them. He'd seen them. Several people had seen them. Telling you right now, it's a cat. Is it a black panther or whatever you want to call the big black cats of North America that nobody seems to think are real?
Right.
That thing's as black as you can get right there.
Yep.
Now, maybe there's some sort of undercoat, like with a black leopard. If you look at it, you can still see the spots of the leopard under the black. You know what I mean?
If you're up close on them.
Yeah, I don't want to get that close though. That's okay.
But yeah,
Uh,
but just imagine that's what we're looking at. And from
yeah,
that distance,
you'd
you
have
wouldn't
to
be
get
able to
up on
tell
it.
that.
No, no. But the size of it, the way the tail is, kind of makes me think of the way a mountain lion walks. If it was running, I'd say something else, but that looks kind of like the way a mountain lion would walk.
Right. Right. Um it's definitely a cat and it's a big one at that. You can tell by just the way it's
Yeah,
walking.
yeah, definitely. And then I think the next one has an even better view of it. It's kind of, I know it doesn't pick up, but that it's in mid step. You know, you can see that back leg kind of picked up, but the tail's dropped.
Well, Poncho says that's a large house cat. Are you sure?
That's
How,
the
how
biggest house
large
cat
are
I've
we
ever seen in my
talking?
life. Because I'm
Look at the
talking,
distance. Look at the distance from the fence to the cat.
I have seen what ones he's talked about before. I literally have seen one where a guy said this is a Black Panther, and when they went out and measured where the cat was at, because the guy took it from about 50 yards away,
Yeah.
but when you went out and measured where the cat was walking at, it wasn't more than a foot high. So it was definitely a house cat, and it didn't move like this one does.
Right.
See, Eh, back to this
Well,
one. I mean, you see in mid the cat when a cat's tail when they're walking a normal house cat, that tail isn't dropped like that. The tail's out most of the time, unless
right.
they're trying to scoot along quick.
Yeah. Well, the question is on this one, we know it's a cat,
Yeah,
but do you think it's big or do you think it's small?
exactly. I think it's big, only because,
I
like I
think
said,
it's big.
where we're going through there and where it's going into those bushes right there.
Play the video again for us, would you please?
Okay, hey, make it hard on me. You know that, right?
Your daughter says Bigfoot's house cat, a cat going home.
Hey, now wait a second. Now she sat here watching mountain monsters with me a couple of times, and there was a bunch of times that we were sitting there like they were going after the hellhounds of this or whatever, and then they stopped and said, "Guys, Bigfoot brought his dogs."
I know, right?
It was funny. I'm sorry. I don't get into a whole lot of the scripted ones, but that one was funny. So, all right. So I'm gonna bring this
Well,
back up. I don't think I can.
Moon at
I'm gonna.
Noon says mountain lions, panthers, cougars, and 40 other names all refer to the same American species of cat. You were absolutely
Yeah,
correct.
absolutely. Now the Aggie, like Aggie said up there, she talked about. Let me see if I can find it here. She said something along the lines of. Damn, it went fast. Hang on. Found jaguars, panthers, leopards in Arizona, New Mexico. They were jaguars that had actually migrated up through Mexico at one point, and they were there, but they've actually receded back to those areas because of hunting and poaching and stuff. They actually were pushed back. They went
Or
back
did
to the
they?
south. That was the word that the U.S. government put out. Okay, you take that for whatever you believe. All right,
Right,
but
right.
but there's yeah, it
Yeah,
depends on
they also said cougars weren't in my area.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We
Until
all know better than that.
they reintroduced elk in my area,
Yep.
and I'm telling they had a picture of a big cat taking down an elk. So
Yeah, I saw that one. That was actually on the internet about a week ago, wasn't it?
no, huh? It's been some time now, but you can look back up. It's on the news and everything.
Okay, I might
So
have just saw it because it's they're listening and they heard me looking for stuff like this and hey, looky here.
right, right. So I mean,
Okay,
I don't
here's a
believe.
video. I'm going to pull us down real quick. We're not down,
Okay,
but we're going to make this as big as we can for them. And then as you watch it, I'm sorry, that's not a house cat.
bring it right back to the front again. I want to see it walking across the open. Ah.
That's that is a big cat walk.
Well, they call them felines for a reason. They walk the same, tall or small. Oh my goodness.
I don't know.
It makes me doubt a little bit, but that's awfully big for as far away as it is.
Yeah, I really
That'd
believe
have to
that to
be one
be
big, humongous house cat. I'm just saying. And I don't
yeah,
think it'd be a house cat.
yeah. And anybody that's ever had a Maine Coon knows what those are. Anybody that's ever had a Maine Coon knows how big those cats can get. I mean, they're almost
They
a
can.
bobcat
Some of
size.
them can get big. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But
Yeah,
they're awfully firm. They're very specific. And that looks kind of like that's a big cat. I'm looking at it again. It's a big cat.
it's a big cat.
It's a
I'm with
big
you on
cat.
that one.
I'm gonna say that. Hey John.
Yeah,
Um, but
I'm sorry, I got to say the same thing. So it's just a big cat to me.
it's a big cat.
And you know where they're at, I would bet money. And now it's not no tiger, lion, nothing like that. It's not that size. I
I
believe
think
it's
it is.
probably cougar, panther, puma, mountain lion, whatever you want to call it. That style, the puma style of big cat.
It's gonna be something like that. Again, I'm pretty sure that genetics and all kinds of things can
Yeah,
alter the colors, just like we have albinos out there.
yeah,
Um, I mean, that could be a possibility. But yeah, it's a big cat.
yeah,
That does not look like no, not to me.
yeah.
I
Poncho's like his dad told him about the black cougars, the black panthers in Marquand area, in the 40s and 50s, and that's like I said, my granddad told me the same thing. I grew up in the early 70s, out north of here, and they talked about it all the time. Anytime we
right,
went in the back 40, you better have your weapon on you, have a gun on
right,
you in some way, shape, or form. So,
right.
and the way it's nonchalantly going across that field, it does not care that guy's taking a picture of him at all. So that worries me a little bit to the point that if it didn't scurry across here fast, it's kind of getting a little bit used to humans, which means it could be more problem than it's worth later.
But then again, you got to think about this too. If you're an apex predator, what are you scared of?
That's true too. But all apex predators are scared of man for the most part.
For the most part,
Yeah, he don't care.
except for
This bad,
except for
this bad
hippos,
boy.
except for
Yeah,
hippos and
well,
rhinos, they don't care. They'll squash you.
yeah. You talking about the up armored unicorns? I love them.
Yeah.
But he's very nonchalant, and he could have just woke up. And big cats or cats in general, well, they just wake up. They're gonna walk across. We do what we want. Ain't nothing you can do about it
Right.
either.
Right.
But
John
anyway,
says it might
so
be a released pet. Yes.
and it could be an escape pet of some sort.
Right.
I mean, not pet, but like everybody talk.
Didn't they
I
have
don't.
didn't they have another one that just
Yeah, in North Carolina,
yeah,
there was
that's what I
one in
said.
North
I was
Carolina.
gonna say they
There
just
was
had one not too
several of
long
them.
ago. And I couldn't
Yeah,
remember where. Thanks for reminding me.
I think it was North. I'm pretty sure it was North Carolina where they lost some tigers, and I think there was one lion, like two or three tigers and one lion that I heard about.
Right.
Now, did they get them back? I haven't heard. I haven't heard if they
Well,
found them or got them back or in or not. But
there
either
you
way, they
go.
got out. That should worry you right there. You got out.
Well, let's just talk about Carol Baskins and that whole fiasco.
No, 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 no. We not gonna talk about that.
We're not gonna
I
talk
can't say
about that because they still haven't found them. So
Carol Baskin. Gang, gang. Oh my god, I can't believe I wasted 3 weeks of my life watching that show. Anyway,
well, what happened after the show is what was fascinating.
that's true. That is true.
Yeah. So if anybody didn't know after the show, well, they eventually ended up losing all of those big cats that they had. So they went to someone else. And then when they went to someone else, eventually they ended up losing them. So when the government came in to take all those big cats from that person, they
Mhm.
weren't all accounted for.
Okay, I got
Some were
one more
missing.
here. Of the
Okay.
now that one I don't know much about this particular picture because I couldn't find anything on it other than it's just out there. This one right here, once again, we're talking about a big black cat.
Oh, no, no, no. That looks bigger than
Now,
the last one.
and I thought the same thing because you can see what I thought might be something along the line of a fence post back here. You can
Well,
see
no,
it.
I'm looking at the tree in front of it.
Yeah, but I don't know how big that tree is. That's my biggest issue. But this cat is not walking. This cat is prowling.
It's stalking.
It's going
It's
after something.
stalking.
It's got something in its sights back there. And that looks like a cougar. It looks like a
Yeah,
mountain lion to me the
look
way
at
it's
the
moving.
tail on that. Look at how long that
Yeah,
tail is.
yeah. That looks like a mountain lion to me.
Mm.
Now, that one, like I said, I got no information on it, have no earthly idea. Could easily, don't get me wrong, this one right here could easily, depending on the size of this tree, which we don't have any kind of real gauge on, it could easily be a house cat. Easily. But that would have to be an awful small tree. It'd be a bush. It's more of a bush.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right there. I mean, there's a lot of factors in this. We're talking about even towards the depth of the
Yeah,
grass there, because
yeah.
you of where the paws disappear.
Hmm.
Um, could it be tall grass, or is that just a house cat? In regular cut grass. I mean,
Yeah.
there is that. It could be an optical illusion.
But if he's stalking, he's gonna be down low anyway.
Yeah, but
He's already down.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
understand that, but my cat does that too.
yeah. That's the only reason I
So
would say I can't say one way or the other on it. Now, first look, you can bet your butt. Yeah, I'm thinking that's a Black Panther. Plain and simple. That's a black panther. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's exactly what it is. Uh,
But if we're determining the background,
yeah. That's where I can't say because I can't determine the
no,
background.
I can't either.
That's like Roger's leaning toward a house cat, and I'm like,
Well,
I don't
what
know.
I'm saying is it's possible because I mean somebody could have mowed their yard, and this is
Yeah,
what they got in the backyard. They
and you
mowed,
zoom
and
in.
then the cat's out
Yeah,
there.
take the picture of the black cat going across the back of your property, and you zoom in really close, and he's up next to a tree or next to a bush that's only about 4 foot high,
Yeah,
but it looks like it's a lot bigger.
yeah. I'm
I'm up in the air on it.
yeah, I'm on the
Like
fence on that one. It's
I
hard
have
to
no,
tell.
yeah, and I have um, no information on this one at all. I know it's out there. I'll probably look at it later on, and I'll find it and go, I don't know.
Right, right. I don't
Moon
know.
believes it's a big one.
Yeah,
Moon
well,
believes it's a big one.
if we take the
I
picture as it was meant, if we
Yeah.
take and we're looking at the picture as it was meant to be seen,
Mm-hmm. Big cat.
it's a big cat. But if you start breaking it down and thinking about, well, that could be a bush or that could be freshly mowed grass and it's just an optical illusion, it's
Well,
possible.
she does bring up she does bring up a good point there. If it's a house cat, wouldn't blades of grass be visible or more defined around the paws?
Not if, yeah, well, it's possible if it's, I don't
It's
know.
hard to say. I mean, because they're all blurred. It's all pixelated going out there. So
Right. So if
I
it's,
say it's
like I
pixelated.
said, if it's mowed grass or it's not mowed grass, we
Yeah.
got to think about that for a second.
So we're still in the same. Yeah.
We're still in the
And
same
we got
spot.
a lot
Yeah.
of people saying big cat because Brandon Co says the same thing. Proportions look kind of weird for a house cat too.
Yes, you're right. You are right. Because it looks awfully long, long. I mean, it's just long.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah. Moon, I'll get
oh
that video back up for you here in just a minute too.
yeah, I'm up in the air. I don't know. I can't, like I said,
I
we don't have enough with this picture to go on. Like if you had the picture in its entirety, because I don't think it is.
No, I would like to. If this situation like this, there should have been at least one or two more pictures, or it should be part of a video.
Yeah, because I could take a
Yeah.
picture of my wiener dog and make him look like he's 10 foot tall and 90 feet long. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
It just all
without even
depends
thinking
on
twice.
which way I'm taking a picture of him.
Yep. So I'm yeah, I still lean big cat. I'm with you. I think
I'm
this
gonna say
tree
that
is good
too. I'm
size.
just gonna say that.
I think the
I'm
tree's good size, and I think that's that rubble behind it, that deadfall back there. I say kind of big. I'm kind of with you. And according to Kevin, the grass would be at least 6 inches for it to be that high up on its legs. So, and it very well could be 6 inches for all we know.
Yeah, for
We just
all
don't
we
know
know,
enough about it. But
exactly.
it looks like a big cat. It really looks like a
It
mountain to
does.
me.
It
So,
does.
so
It does look
all
about
right,
like just the way that it's like stalking something there. Just the
yeah,
way it looks to me, even though my cat does it,
yeah,
when she attacks me. But just that look that it has, I would go with that. Just by what we have and what we're looking at, I would say that's a big cat.
yeah. I'm with you on that one. I think I'll run with that one. So
Okay.
that somebody may prove it more later. Who knows? But all right,
Right, right.
for Moon, she wanted to get that video back up. She wanted to
Oh,
show it
absolutely.
again.
Since Texas is not
So
coming on tonight,
yeah, yeah,
we
we
got
don't care
time.
anymore. We don't care
We don't
anymore, do we?
care. No.
All right. All right. We're going to bring this bad boy back up and I'll make it full screen on us here. All right. Here's the video outside of Abilene, Texas again.
Yeah, to me, the only thing that's relevant is when it's out in the open.
Yeah. That's why I don't let it keep going because, I mean, you see, the further I go here, you
Yeah,
just
it's
don't
just
see anything.
gone.
Oh, there it is. Over to the right. Look to the right. Upper right. See it? I'll bring it back again. All right. So see it going in front of the tree there? I know it's hard for you to see it, but if you look at it in front of the tree, it goes in front and then off to the right there.
I'm
And then
watching
he
the
doesn't
replay on.
and he doesn't so you see it keeps on going.
Oh no, that's big.
Yeah,
Look
you see
at
the house
it.
back there now, right? The barn or whatever that is back there.
Yes.
I'm gonna come back and we'll go through the whole thing to the 15-second mark again.
Okay. Once it gets to the other side, you can really tell.
Yeah, and I didn't go that far before.
Oh, yeah, no.
Now you can see that I don't know for sure what that is that's behind it up in here.
Looks like a building or old barn or something of some
That's
sort.
kind of what I was thinking too. So once it gets past it, you can see right here is where it's at this
Right?
point. And it just keeps on going, goes through the shadow right there, and it emerges back out over here. Yeah, almost. Sorry, that's a big cat.
No, that's big. That's a big cat. Ain't enough
Yeah,
about that. That's a big cat.
and I don't know if you could even call that a mountain lion. If that's a mountain lion, that's a big mountain lion, actually.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's what I'm
now,
gonna say. I'm gonna say
now
that is a
John brings up another point. I mean, we've got this barbed wire at the top of this fence here.
mm-hmm.
It's leaning out, so it's wanting to keep stuff from coming in this way. So I would assume that what's outside of there, this is a retaining wall down here. We've got the 6-foot fence right here with it's got to be 3.5 foot tall minimum, maybe 4 is what I'm thinking. Just looking at it right there. That's assuming that that's a full 6 foot fence,
Yeah.
which
Assuming.
part of it obviously is, once I get back where it was here, part of it is in front of the retaining wall. So yeah, I would say at that distance, 3 to 4 foot tall.
Yeah. Pancho Zort said something like a game farm because of the fencing.
That's
Um,
kind of what I was talking
that,
about with was it Glenn or was it who else said it? Somebody else said it.
well, I
John.
don't,
John said the
I,
same something about
I
that.
don't know, but the building that we were looking at the backside looks dilapidated. So
Here. Yeah,
I
it
don't
looks
think
like
they
it's
would have that stuff.
in a
Yeah,
uh,
I don't think they would have it in there at all
exotic
if it
game
was a
ranch or
game
whatever you want to
farm.
call it.
No, if it was a game farm, they wouldn't have any buildings in there whatsoever.
Yeah, I wouldn't
They
think so
shouldn't.
either. Other
Yeah,
than
they
some sort
shouldn't.
of shelter of some sort, but it would be more of a natural habitat for it
Yeah,
versus a that. So, personal opinion.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
we're talking an awful lot about these big cats today for some reason. We got hooked on this one, I guess. But I'm with you. That's a big cat.
Well, it's fascinating. It is fascinating.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
I mean,
that these things are running out there among us. We don't. It's not something we see every day. But again, I always say I want to sleep in my car when we go out camping, and now we know why.
and Brandon, it's not that we don't have big cats in the area. We don't have black big cats.
Right.
We've got
Right.
mountain lions throughout the area, but we don't have black anything. There might
Right.
be they come to think of it, they found black bobcats, but they've not been in our area. They've been further north. So
Right.
and this is Abilene, Texas. So it's out in the central Texas, right before you start hitting, like I said, the West Texas oil fields and such. Before you're 100 miles from Odessa. So it's it's very tough to say, but there's no
Well,
doubt in my mind that that is a big cat.
another thing we didn't take into consideration is this may be a sanctuary.
It could be, but once again, we're talking about that's a who was it on it? Glenn, a badly run game for him, if that's the case.
Well, like I said, but I mean, we could be talking a sanctuary. These sanctuaries are not
No, you're
usually
right.
personally
That
funded. They're,
no.
donation funded. And I mean,
Or they sell the young to fund the operation like they did before. So we won't talk about that either. I might get
we don't want
myself
to
in
talk about that
trouble.
either. But but here we are. I mean, it's not small. I'm going to tell you that. To me, that does not look like a small cat at all.
Nope.
Now, if it's being held or just walking across there, I don't know.
Yeah, we can't tell one way or the other on that. All we know is it's out of the ordinary. And
Yeah.
you would think a black any kind of feline that size in the state of Texas would be registered and somebody would know it would be in that area. So
Mm. Well, Pancho says that they've had shelters and 10 structures and game farms, not to ones that I've been to, Pancho, but I'm not saying that that's not happened.
yeah, yeah,
Usually game farms usually try to keep them strictly to their own habitat. They don't make tin or wooden structures like houses
no,
for them. They try to keep them all natural, but I mean, that's not saying that they do or they don't. I'm not, I've not been to that one. It could be, very well could be, because not everybody does everything the same. So,
no,
um,
not at all.
right,
Well,
right.
so we've had two really good truths there. So I haven't even pulled up anything else because we got into this one so much.
I
But
know.
I'm gonna pull up one that I thought it was a black cat from the get go, from the first part of it, but it's actually what they say is a thylacine. Thylacine. Now,
Say
you
that 5 times fast.
thylacine. It's a thylacine. Now, I cannot tell you what a thylacine really is, honestly, because I've never gotten into them. There we go. I'm gonna bring it up so I can look at it. That's what I got. Yeah, okay. It's a Tasmanian tiger. That's kind of what I thought it was supposed to be in the first place.
Okay.
Tasmanian tiger is supposed to have been extinct however many years ago, long time ago. Okay. Well, supposedly these are pictures of the thylacine, and I'm sitting there looking at it. I was like, um,
Where is it?
I'm guessing right here, but it's ducking.
You don't even know?
Well, no, because I never could figure it out either. I'm looking at him like, what? Where is it supposed
Are
to be?
we
This
playing
this looks
Where's
like
Waldo?
well, the head's gone. The head's already behind the rock when the picture's taken. This is the tail, okay, and this is the body.
What?
It looks like a black cat, if anything, to me, but it could be any one of 100 things.
Yeah, that's not even a great picture.
No, it's not, but that's what was out there the first one. So that I'll tell you something. I went with that. Now the
And I
other
don't
one
want to
is
tell you what that really looks like to me.
looks like a stump. That's what it looks like to me.
No, it kind of looks like something taking a poo.
Yeah, that too. Like a
That's what it
come to
looks
think of it,
like to me. I am
well,
so
because of how
sorry.
small it is. Because of how small it is, I
Yeah.
can't. I'm looking at it going, yeah, he's taking a dump, whatever it is. Excuse my language. If you don't like dump, I'm not going to say long anything else. But yeah, it looks like a dog taking a you know what, you know.
Yes, it does. Poncho says
So
armadillo.
yeah, it's a little bit bigger than
Brandon
armadillo, I
says
think.
a
Though.
long-tailed dog.
Yep, and Cool Hand's right. Thylacine has stripes. That's why they called it the Tasmanian tiger.
I think that picture, I'm just gonna say that picture is tinfoil.
I'm gonna go
I'm
with
gonna
you on
say
that
it
one.
right
We had
now.
to have one. We had to have one.
We had to have one.
I don't know
Stay
what
on
it
there.
is, but I know what it ain't.
That thing is tinfoil because to me that looks like a dog taking a poop.
I mean, and also, does that look like Papua New Guinea?
No,
Okay, I wouldn't have thought so either. I mean, does that mean that's all the place they're at? But uh, I can't.
That's what
How can you put that out there as being a thylacine? It's even on. If you look up best, uh, I'll say go to Reddit. Go to Reddit. Look up best evidence. This is one of the things that comes up.
right,
Best
right.
best
Well,
cryptid evidence. And that comes
yeah,
up.
because I just have to say that because I have a dog that does that. The
And the
tail
long
points
tail
straight
sticks
out,
straight out. A pointer,
straight out.
a a German short hair pointer will do the exact same thing.
Brandon says it could be a long-tailed brindle dog. I am leaning
That's
with that.
yeah, I'm thinking dog right off the bat.
Yeah, thinking dog.
Okay. Oh, and that don't even that's not even the best one, honestly. That's not even the best. Uh, hmm, okay. The next one is even worse because of how badly it's done.
I'm not even taking my hat off. Okay, I'm
No,
not taking it off. What is that?
I cannot tell you. It's supposed to be a thylacine. Now, judging from the crosshairs and the framing of the picture, it was taken with film, from the best I can tell.
Can
Probably
you
through some
zoom
sort of
in
night
on
vision.
that?
I can zoom in all over the place. You can't tell nothing though. It looks like this should be a tail, but I don't think it is. I think the tail is tucked over here somewhere. You can't tell it's the stripes. You can't tell if there's any stripes there. You can't tell. And if I was a Tasmanian tiger, I sure as heck, I'd almost guarantee they wouldn't walk hunched like that.
No, no.
Donnie, it's not a dog man, okay? We're not going to go into that right now.
To everything, everything is dogman to Donnie. Everything.
Well, because he's part of the Church of Dogman. You know that.
Aardvark.
Yeah, I mean, and I would say it's probably some sort of canine, but I'm leaning honestly that the way it's walking right there, that kind of makes you think hyena almost with the head down, kind of hunching in the back when it's on the prowl.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't.
It's not a thylacine. I'll tell you that
I'm
right now.
calling BS.
Yeah, that's definitely not a thylacine.
Yeah, that is definitely a tinfoil moment, everybody.
Yep.
Ah,
So,
chupacabra.
Lord have mercy. This was not taken. This is supposedly taken in New Zealand, if I'm not mistaken. That's I've never been to New Zealand, but I don't know if once again it's all tinted because I think it's taken with night vision. I really do. So
I uh, mm, I
when you
don't
pull
know.
back, I
It's
mean
so
you can see a
pixelated.
little
You
bit.
can't tell what it is.
Yeah, it's not a thylacine. Even at this,
No,
if it was thylacine, if it was the actual Tasmanian tiger, you should still be able to see some striping there. I don't see it.
no, no.
So yeah, I
John says
mean
it looks like it
photograph.
has the mange, and that's possible too.
Oh yeah, and like Glenn said, and even the photograph farmers in Tasmania say that, and I fully believe it because there was one about I want to say it was 10 or 12 years ago that actually caught photos on his game cam, trying to figure out what was getting his chickens and such. I believe it
Right.
was in Tasmania. It was either Tasmania, I believe it was Tasmania. Now that I think about it, and I'm gonna tell you right now, there was no doubt that thing was a thylacine, but because they haven't been able to reproduce it or find it, they're saying it's just a bad picture. So
Hmm. I don't
let's
know.
see. Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. That's the biggest problem is I don't know, and I'm looking at it like I should know better than this stuff because that really should
It could be a lot of things, but it's not that.
no, it's definitely not that. Because let me see if I can bring this up here real quick. Actually, I'm gonna bring up the real picture of a real thylacine if I can get it. Open image. There we go. No, get that off there. Sorry, guys.
I
I'm
mean,
trying to get
I
this.
hope everybody's wearing their foil hats at home because
All
I
right,
mean,
this
especially
is
with the eclipse coming up, everybody make sure you're wearing your tinfoil hats.
now. See, that's the last. That's the last pictures of thylacines that were in captivity. Okay. Now you can see why they would say Tasmanian tiger. Now I
That
could,
other one is too unclear to tell.
yeah, but that right there, this is a legit picture though. This is a legit.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, this you can see the tail though. I can kind of understand where they might have leaned the way that they were leaning because
Because of the
this
tail.
dog and tail on that first one could lean that way, but that's too dark. I believe it to be too dark. I didn't see any striping. Somebody said they saw a striping on there, but I'm not for sure that I saw that. So, um,
Doesn't mean you're wrong.
no, doesn't mean it means we can't tell enough from that picture. That's what it means.
Right.
But neither one of those pictures, you can see how this animal is standing. I
Yep.
would not think it would be walking hunched over like that second picture was.
Mm.
So
Yeah. No, I would say that that's not a picture of that. It's mistaken for something else.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I think, or somebody took the picture and said, "I bet I get these crazy people on the internet to buy this crap."
Yeah. You know, and I wish people wouldn't do that. Wouldn't it be nice to go look for a picture of something and it actually be the real deal?
Well, yeah,
Instead you're having
like
to do this. Is this a real picture? And you're having to tear it apart to figure out if this stuff is real. I
yeah,
hate that.
like what we said with Tex. You said it last week. Tex admitted to it last week, even though he said he could get. I can go out and find the pictures. Okay, there's a lot going into trying to find something that is might be even legitimate. It
Right,
takes
right, right.
forever.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I spent 2 to 3 days just sitting here in the afternoon, come home from work, just trying to find something that might be kinda interesting
right.
because
Well, this was a nice change, you
yeah,
know.
and while I like the subject of the Black Panthers and stuff, even the Thylacines, because Thylacines were even part of, the original In Search Of, with Leonard Nimoy. They talked about the
Right.
Tasmanian tigers.
Hmm.
So, the ones that you gotta go through to get to this stuff, it's just like,
I know.
people,
It's like
stop.
you've got to you got to go through 100 pictures to get to something that you're like, okay, I'll look at this one. And
I'll
then you
take
got
a
to go
look and
through
see what it's like.
500 to say, okay, this one I don't know. I don't know if this
Yep.
is real or not. I can't say either way. I know. I know.
Yeah. Uh That's the ones I try to find, the ones that are very borderline. If I can find them, we can discuss them. But I'd like to
Right?
see just one that's clear.
Right. Well, Randy, we're
Wow.
at an hour and 15 minutes right now.
You're trying to tell
Um,
me to get the hell off?
I am. I'm trying to say,
You tired? Are you
well,
tired?
I've got to go to work early. I mean, I know we
Okay,
had free time tonight, so we did take advantage of that.
I
But
got to
I
get
just
up and
want to
take
tell
care of.
everybody out there, when looking through pictures and photos and things that you think are evidence, but when you're in doubt, throw it out. So
Yeah.
keep that in
And if you
mind.
have any doubts, my email's at the end of the extra here. If you have any doubts, send me the picture. I will take a look at it. And if we
Yep.
think we can do something with it, we will do something with it.
We'll break it
And
down
we'll
if
even
you want us
credit you.
to. I mean,
We'll credit you. You sent it to us, by God, we'll credit you.
I know because we got everybody out there to look at it too. I mean,
Yeah.
we can take a look at your pictures too. That's not a problem. Just send them to Randy, and then we'll get them on the show. Hey, that'll be fun.
Yeah, if we get enough, we might actually do a whole show of nothing but viewer submitted pictures. Please
That
don't
would be
send
cool.
bad pictures. Please don't send bad pictures. I don't want to see any of that.
Send us the ones you don't know.
Yeah.
I love those.
All right, guys. I appreciate y'all being there, and thank you, Miss Brandi, once again.
Thanks. It was fun. And happy Easter to everybody. And we'll see everybody next week at 5 o'clock Central, Sunday evening.
Yep.
Bye,
And I'll
everybody.
try. I'll probably put some shorts out too, so people can know what's coming.
Right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.